Major League Baseball is coming to a close, and that just means the graves for more teams have been dug and buried. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Allie Wenskoski, joined alongside AJ Sisson and Adrianna Gallucci for your NLCS ALCS preview. It could be said that the Braves weren't brave enough to win their series, and the Mariners were sent back out to the sea by the shining and flaming hot Astros. But the wakes for Atlanta, Seattle, and the LA Dodgers have had their receptions, and the Phillies, Astros, and Padres partied at their funerals. Adrianna, we have the continuation of Red October and the underdog in San Diego left for the National League. What are these teams' advantages?
I think I'm going to start off with the Philadelphia Phillies first. I mean, they were honestly my sleeper. They played the Cardinals in a very tough wild card game. I didn't honestly see the Phillies coming out of that. Nonetheless, making it from the division series into the championship series. I just think the Phillies have such a superb and just core group of players. I mean, Bryce Harper, who has come off of 2 injuries this year, has come back into the postseason. He's batting .500. This is something that Bryce Harper has wanted. He was with the Nationals, who had tried so hard until they had actually won the World Series. But Harper on the Phillies just means so much to that team. You also have JT Realmuto, who is not only the best offensive catcher in the National League right now, but I would consider him to be the best catcher in Major League Baseball. End of story, point blank. You also have this rotation who they've acquired Noah Syndergaard in the trade deadline from Los Angeles, but Aaron Nola, who's their ace, Zach Wheeler, who's just been incredible in this postseason, bringing Syndergaard out of the bullpen and back to the starting rotation. He looks like prime 2015-16 Thor that we saw with the New York Mets. So honestly, I did not expect Philadelphia to go this far, but if they can keep surprising us, then, I mean, the Phillies have to plan their parade sometime. With San Diego, that was a very surprising series with the New York Mets that they played. Shout out to the New York Mets, though, for pushing them to that 3-game series. Trent Grisham just made Citi Field look like batting practice. He made it look like a little league ballpark. Trent Grisham hitting home runs off of Max Scherzer. You also have Manny Machado, who did very big damage during that series as well. I would be remiss not to bring up Joe Mossgrove. I don't want to spread any allegations, lies, rumors, scandals, any of that. But for everybody who doesn't know, Joe Mossgrove he was asked to be searched in the wild card game for a shiny substance on his ear. He came back clean, but it's important to note that Joe Musgrove's spin rates on his balls have gone up by 50%. Now, that's not to take away from Musgrove's talent as a pitcher. You also have a very talented lineup of Yu Darvish and Mike Clevenger and Blake Snell, as well as Josh Hader, one of the best closers out of the game, coming out of the bullpen. So I think this is going to be a talented matchup between the Padres and the Phillies, and it's just who can best each other.
And there's not much else I can say more than that. I mean, Bryce Harper has been playing like the MVP, as she mentioned, batting .435 with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Josh Hader on the Padres, on the other hand, is finally filling up his form that he had before this horrible season he had in Milwaukee before being traded. He's not batting, he's pitching. He has 3 saves in 3 appearances and allowed 1 hit so far. Both these teams are powerhouses. Both the lineups are incredible and the bullpens go deep. But I think when it comes down to the 7-game series, I think the Phillies are going to take it in 7, and they're going to be seeing we'll talk about it later, who's going to come out of the AL in the World Series.
Yes, I think it's going to be a great matchup. Definitely an unexpected one, and I really could see it going either way. But again, moving to the American League now, we have an interesting story, as there's not 2 teams left, but there's 3 teams left, as the Yankees have pushed the Guardians to a winner-take-all Game 5. AJ, tell us about those teams.
Well, the series that hasn't been finished yet, I think this Game 5 is going to be a 50-50 shot. This Guardians lineup has been absolutely incredible, getting contact, getting base hits. They had 15 hits in Game 2. They also had the walk-off in Game 3, coming back 5-3, having 5 singles in a row. That offense is scary, and against a bullpen for the Yankees that has been nothing but diminished, I don't think that they can hold up very well against this offense late in games. It all comes down if they can pitch well for the Yankees. Now, Garrett Cole went out and had a beautiful start last night. He pitched 7 innings, had 8 strikeouts. It's incredible for him to be seeing that, as he had so many doubts coming into this postseason for what he had done in the postseasons past, especially with the Yankees. But for this Game 5, I think for the Yankees to take it, they need their offense to step up and they need Aaron Judge to be the MVP that he was this year. Sorry, Shohei, I have to say it again. He needs to be the MVP that he was this year. So it's all, regardless of what happens, it doesn't matter. The Astros are going to beat both of these teams when it comes down to the ALCS. In my opinion, Yankees in 7, Guardians in 6, as per their respective matchups.
I think that's a very interesting take. I mean, the Yankees have been on this chase for 28 so long, and you look at this team back in May, June, July, where everybody was saying, it's going to be a Subway Series, World Series, which obviously it is not. But you look at some of the talented players that the Yankees have. Aaron Judge, your new home run king with 62. He's got one in the postseason. He's been slumping a little bit. Do I think it's cause for Yankee fans to be booing over? Personally, no. But then again, there was the whole Francisco Lindor, Javier Baez thing that we will not be getting into. Garrett Cole last night. Is Josh Naylor his father? Possibly. We all saw the little cradle that was going on. But I think if Cole has more starts like that standout performance he had last night, backed by Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, all of these guys from the Yankees, they can make a push tonight. Again, going to Cleveland, this is something that they had wanted as well. Oscar Gonzalez walking it off. Shane Bieber, their ace, who has just been phenomenal this postseason. You take a look at the Houston Astros, right? Justin Verlander has made his case for so long in the regular season, coming back from an injury, about to be the Cy Young candidate for the American League. He comes into the postseason, he's posting a 13.5 earned run average. I don't know if that's Cy Young worthy, and again, it's just the postseason. I understand he's coming back, he's dealing with some recovery from injury, but you also have players like Yordan Alvarez and Jeremy Pena, who had walked it off, or had to go. You have players like Yordan Alvarez and Jeremy Pena who had, hit the go-ahead home run for Houston. Houston is undoubtedly the best team in Major League Baseball right now, and I will say that. And I think I agree with you as well that it doesn't really matter who wins tonight between Cleveland and New York because Houston will wipe them both out anyways.
I completely agree with both of your takes. I think it's a give or take for the Guardians and the Yankees, but I think the Astros are going to take it to the World Series. And now moving to my favorite part of the night, World Series predictions. So, Adrianna, which two teams do you have going to the championship?
I just said in the American League segment, I think that Houston has 100%, they have secured the American League bag, as you would say. The National League, I'm going to have to go with my sleeper team, the Philadelphia Phillies. I think it's going to be a red October. I know I said that Houston has some very talented hitters, but then again, Philadelphia has a great core of Syndergaard, Wheeler, Nola, and they just have the hitters as well, Realmuto, Harper, as I said. And I think this is just a competition of who can outbest each other, both offensively and on the mound as well. So I think it will be a close matchup if it is Philadelphia and Houston, but I do see Philadelphia being painted red.
That's an interesting take. I agree with all the points you made. I think the Phillies core with Nola, Wheeler, Syndergaard is incredible. Their offense is finally hitting, but we go up against the Houston Astros with Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, Lance McCullers Jr., young David Ortiz, and Yordan Alvarez. You have Alex Bregman, who's been playing like an MVP the past couple of weeks. I'm going to keep it short. I think the Astros are going to take it against the Phillies. I think they're both going to be there. It's going to be a close matchup. It's going to be who can out-hit the other and who can out-pitch the other. And I know that's obvious for baseball terms, but it's really going to be the name of the game in this series, and Astros are going to take it in 7, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I think the Astros are going to take it, but I think it's going to be against the Padres. They've been surprising us all season. I think they're going to continue to do so. The MLB playoffs are quickly coming to a close with the fabulous final 5 teams left in the race. With the finish line in sight, will there be a photo finish or will one team glide in for the title? For AJ Sisson and Adrianna Gallucci, I'm Allie Wenskoski. The championship series are just beginning.
Great job, guys. Great job.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night. We hope you liked that segment.
And we're sure there's other Penn State Sports Night segments that you are going to love as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.
And check us out on social media for updates and behind the scenes clips and pics. Follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.